What's up, filmmakers? I'm Deonbro Chapman, if you haven't been here before. And this is my son.
Hi.
The video today, let's see, what's the verse of the day? Every good and perfect gift coming from the Father of lights, in whom is no variable, in whom there is no variable, in whom there is no variableness. I believe that's how the scripture goes. Every good and perfect gift coming down from the Father of lights. So anyway, we're gonna be talking about why I still use the Sony A7III in 2025. All right.
25.
In short, the Sony A7III is a full-frame camera that shoots 4K. I can shoot an S-Log3, and the quality that comes out of it obviously is really good. Here's some of the work that I've done. So the reason why I upgraded to this camera, my first camera was a Sony A6000, and I upgraded to this camera because the Sony A6000 would overheat. Well, the other day, my Sony A7III overheated, and I believe this has something to do with the Samyang VAF anamorphic lenses. I believe it pulls a lot of power from the camera as well, because it has these tally lights on it that pulls from the power. And I believe that's what caused the Sony A7III to overheat. But when that happened, I automatically started thinking about updating or upgrading my camera. And if you are a filmmaker and you do Sony, you know, like, my two biggest cameras, you probably know that the two biggest cameras that I wanted to upgrade to was either the Sony FX3 or the Sony FX6. And I've been leaning heavily towards the Sony FX6. But the reason why I haven't upgraded to either of those is the fact that I'm sure they're going to be announcing a brand new camera any day now. The Sony FX6 Mark II or the Sony FX3 Mark II, which is the main reason why I haven't upgraded. I recently bought the DJI Mavic 3 Pro, and as soon as I bought that, they announced the DJI Mavic 4.
Am I a drone or what?
And DJI is the name of the company. I know, his name is DJ, that's why he's saying that. And I wish I would have known that they were going to release that, because I would have waited and just bought the 4. So anyway, I came here to make this video to basically talk about when you should upgrade your gear. And I think I've said this before. When you know you need something, that's when you need it. If you don't know you need it, you don't need it. And I'm at the point now, the only reason why I will upgrade to the Sony FX6 is because I want a cinema camera, not really because I need it. And I like the built-in ND filters. But right now I have the Tilt Mirage matte box that it has the variable ND filter on, and it works well and it's light, so I can use it on any camera setup. But just contemplating whether I should upgrade my gear. Now, for what I do, I realize that my clients really don't care about the camera that I use or the lens that I use. They're more focused on the finished product. So if you're working on movie sets, or you're working on high-end commercials and things of that nature, where you're going to be hiring an editor, that's the time that people will really care about what kind of camera you use, what kind of format you're shooting in, what kind of color profile you're using. But because I edit my own video, because I film my own video, I do all of those things, I don't really have a need for a specific camera or a specific picture profile or specific dynamic ranges or any of that things. What I do, this works perfectly fine for what I edit. Nobody pixel peeps. They just say, like, how does the finished product look? And the finished product from the Sony A7III always looks good. When it first came out, it was known as one of the best video cameras, and to me it still is for the price, because it's under $2,000 and it's a full frame camera. You might say $2,000 is still expensive, or whatever you might say, but look, if you're getting into the cinematography world, if you're doing commercials, if you're doing video, if you run any business, you're gonna have to spend money to make money. That doesn't mean go out there and empty your bank account. Definitely get what you can afford. But if you cheap out now, you're gonna have to pay for it later. For anybody that's doing weddings, anybody that's doing like local work, and you're doing commercials where you're from or documentaries, I believe the Sony A7III is still a good camera. I plan to keep it until it stops working, because it still shoots pictures, it does pictures, and it does video. So the next camera I get will be a cinema camera, so I still will have need for a photography camera, and the Sony A7III provides that. And that full frame image, man, is still highly valuable, which makes this a really good camera for me, almost like a pickup truck. If it has all-wheel drive, it's gonna be valuable. That's how I feel about full frame cameras. All right, before I go, I wanted to say cinematography can make you money, but it can't save you. Only Jesus can do that. So if you don't have a relationship with him, get one. You have a blessed night.